Hello, it's been a while. I wanted to talk to you about all the books that I read in October and then give you a quick TBR of what I'm planning on reading in November. So I guess let's get into it. I've read 5 books, which I know isn't a great amount of books compared to some people, but compared to some other people, and for me that's quite a lot of books. So we'll start with the first one I read in October, which was Annie Bot. So I had heard somebody else talk about this book, and I thought that it was either going to be like really, really good and I'm going to love it, or I'm going to really, really hate it. So I started it and I wasn't sure. I did enjoy it. It was weird, but I enjoyed it. Let me just read you quickly what it's about. The computer is just there, so I'll be looking that way, and I'll put a picture of the book up just here as well. But basically, so these Annie bots were created to do chores around the house and to basically satisfy the emotional and physical needs of their owner. So that's what they were created for. Except Doug, our main human in the story, he gets this bot and he decides he wants her to be intelligent and learn things on her own, and we've all seen the films and programs and we know where that goes. But basically, Annie, the bot in our story, she's not that great at cleaning, and he's turned her libido right up to like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 being the limit, so he's using her more for his physical needs than for what she was originally created for. And then he's getting really cross with her when she's not doing the cleaning and stuff that she hasn't really been taught to do, and that's not really what she's there for. So anyway, she starts to learn things, and the story kind of evolves from her discovering who she is, and kind of like what happens when robots learn to be people. So yeah, that was really interesting. I gave that one a 4 out of 5 stars, which is quite good for me. I did enjoy it. It was a bit weird. I don't know if I would read, if there was a second one in the series, I don't know if I would read that, but I did enjoy it. I enjoyed all the characters, and it was definitely an interesting, different read for me. And then I was looking for something to listen to on audiobook, and I use Everand, which used to be scribed. So I was just having a little look through there, and I wanted something that wasn't a story, was kind of like a biography, and I found You're That Bitch by Bretman Rock, who was, I don't know what he does now. I don't really know. I never really followed him, but he used to be like a makeup YouTuber, I think, and it was kind of his story of like growing up in the Philippines, going over to Hawaii, and like all of his kind of life and how he got to where he is now, and his little life lessons, and how he always knew like he was different and he was supposed to be great, and now look at him kind of thing. But at the end of each chapter, so each chapter was like a little story of his life. So you start the primary school or whatever it is, and then get to where he is now, and at the end of each chapter there's a "You're That Bitch" too, and he gives you a little bit of advice, and I really enjoyed it. It was lovely hearing. I liked how it was split. I liked that each chapter was a story because it wasn't too much to focus on at once, and I liked that it was positive throughout. For the most part, there wasn't really, there were times probably when he could have been down in the dumps or whatever, look negatively at things, but he didn't, and it was a nice positive read, and I really enjoyed it. So I gave that a 4 stars as well. I also read Luna Love by Lauren Jessen. This one was tough. I don't know why it was tough. I normally like a romance, so it was basically a romance set around these dating apps that focus on the Chinese years, the animal years. So like, if I'm a dragon, and you would then date somebody that complements that. That's what it was basically about. And the girl in the story, her company is the traditional matchmaking, and then the boy in the story has an app, but they're both similar. Anyway, that's what it's about. There was a lot of talk about Chinese traditions, which was really interesting, and I liked the characters. I just struggled to read the book, so I'm not really sure what it was. Maybe it was just me. I gave it a 3 stars. It's got a 3.5 star average on Goodreads, so I think I was about there. I did enjoy it. I wouldn't like write home about it or anything. I then read Regretting You by Colleen Hoover. I enjoyed this. It wasn't what I expected it to be. I never really know what to expect going into a book because I don't like to read what I'm going to be reading too much beforehand. So I went into it sort of blind. You've got like the story of a mum and her life, and then also her 16-year-old daughter and her life, and it's all intertwined and all confusing. And yeah, I don't want to say too much about what happened in the book because I think saying anything would really spoil it if you're going to read it. But I gave it 4 out of 5 stars and I did enjoy it quite a lot. So yeah, I definitely would pick up another one in that series if there is one. But I enjoyed it. I don't know what order you're supposed to read Colleen Hoover books in, but I enjoyed it anyway. And then the final book that I read in October is actually a Christmassy book. I got the ARC on NetGalley, so thank you very much NetGalley and Katie Rios for letting me read this book. But it was A Very Merry Hitman. It's the second book in Holiday with a Hitman. I didn't read the first one. I didn't know the books existed. And you don't have to read the first one to read the second one. And from what I've read online, you only get these books at Christmas time. So this series is all set around the holidays. And basically, there's this town and all of the people that live in this little neighborhood in this town are part of either the same family or like the same kind of occupation, because they're all like criminals essentially. So this story follows a girl whose mum and dad are somewhere in like the crime ring, and her potential boyfriend who is a hitman. And it was funny and it was festive. Yeah, I liked it. It was funny. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. It was a lovely quick read. I don't very often read Christmas books, so it was really, really fun. Yeah, really, really enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of those books, or if not, if there's any that you would like to try. Now, moving on to the books I'm going to be reading in November. Okay, the first book on my list is another NetGalley ARC by Emma Ray, and this one is called I Knew You Were Trouble. So it says He's the world's most famous frontman. She couldn't care less. Lexi is only 30 years old but already an Oscar-winning documentary director. So when she's asked to ditch her current project to film the reunion tour of a boy band, Rebel Heart, she's disappointed. She didn't work this hard to follow a boy group on tour and document their every manufactured move for teenage fans. But after meeting Aidan, the unofficial head of the band, something new stirs inside her. She thinks he's egotistical, entitled and impulsive. Equally, Aidan thinks Lexi is highly strung, secretive and emotionally devoid. Tensions rise and Lexi blends work with pleasure. She can't let go of her difficult past with her father that abandoned her. She doesn't expect people to stay in her life for long, especially the lead of a boy band. But is this project about to prove all of her expectations wrong? So it sounds like a forced proximity, enemies to lovers maybe. It sounds good. Sounds good. Everybody else that has read it and reviewed it has given it 5 stars, so that is good. I'm excited, and the cover's really cute. It's like a bright green. I'll put a picture up, but I really like it. I'm excited for that. So that is number 1. I'm gonna pick 4. Number 2 is Fix Her Up by Tessa Bailey. I read My Killer Vacation not so long ago and really, really enjoyed it. That's another Tessa Bailey book. So I think I'm going to enjoy this one because I liked her writing style. So this one, I think, I don't want to read too much into it, so I'm trying not to read the full synopsis, but it sounds like this girl renovates houses and is trying to make everybody see that she's a grown-up rather than like the little sister kind of character. And the boy in it is a baseball player. So yeah, I'm excited. I don't want to look into it too much more than that, but that is the book I'm going to read second. If you've watched these videos before, you know I like to random number generate to pick my books. I have 822 books on my TBR at the moment. I'm going to pick 2 more books because I already had the Tessa Bailey one on my wish list and I got the NetGalley ARC. So that one is definite, and I only want to do 4. So let's see where we get to. I would like it to be either, I don't know, like a self-helpy book or maybe a cloth-bound classic. I've been trying to get through those, so we'll see. It's a cloth-bound classic. Okay. Oh Oh God, it's a big one. It is a big one. Okay, 518 is Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, so I guess that's going on the list. Oh, okay, it's not that big. It's 348 pages. I thought it would be bigger. But I do normally struggle more with these books because I find the cloth-bound classics, sometimes because they were written a long time ago, I find them more difficult to read than a romance book, obviously, so it does take me a little bit longer. But I am excited. It's on the list now. So, Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. Let me know if you've read that one. And then next... So now we don't want a cloth-bound classic, because I couldn't do two, I don't think. Okay, and it isn't. It is Right Man, Right Time. I don't remember putting this one on my list, so let's see. Well, the cover's quite cute. It's by Megan Quinn. It's running into your ex who is now dating your nemesis is a literal nightmare. That's how I found myself in sheer panic reaching for the closest guy at the bar and kissing him. And to my delight, he was easily the most attractive man I've ever seen. The only problem is, when I tried to walk away, after thanking him for his help, he stopped me with 3 life-changing words. You owe me. Okay, that's all I'm going to read. It is 440 pages, so longer than Huckleberry Finn, which personally I think is too long for a romance, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm excited for this month's reading. Let me know what you're reading this month. Let me know if you're going to read any of the ones that are on my list, and I'll see you in the next one. Make sure to come back to see if I managed to get through my TBR this month. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe, give me a thumbs up, hit the notification, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.